The universe does not speak in words. It speaks in vibration. It listens through energy, through the silent hum that radiates from every thought you think and every emotion you allow yourself to feel. Human language is a translation, useful, poetic, but incomplete. Words can deceive, energy cannot. The universe does not respond to what you say you want. It responds to what your vibration declares you already believe. Every moment of your life, you are speaking to the universe, whether you know it or not. When you wake in the morning and feel gratitude for the breath in your lungs, the universe hears, "I am ready for more." When you wake heavy with resentment or fear, it hears, "I am not yet ready to trust." It never judges. It only mirrors. The universe is a living field of consciousness, intellectually responsive. It hears the tone behind your words, the frequency beneath your actions. You cannot deceive it with affirmations spoken from disbelief, nor can you hide from it behind polite prayers that mask anxiety. What you vibrate, you create. What you embody, you invite. This is why some people seem to manifest easily. They are fluent in the true language of the cosmos. They have learned that energy precedes form, that reality is not built from matter, but from momentum. Their thoughts are not random. They are tuning forks, and emotion is the sound that makes the field resonate. Every emotion is a sentence. Joy says, "Yes, I am aligned." Fear says, "I am resisting the flow." Peace says, "I have returned home." Anger says, "I have forgotten my power." And gratitude says, "I remember that all things serve me." You are not punished by emotions. You are guided by them. They are the syntax of your universal language, the feedback system that keeps you aligned with your highest frequency. When something feels good, it is the universe's way of saying, "Keep going." When something feels bad, it is saying, "This thought does not belong to your truth." The mistake humanity makes is trying to speak to the universe in contradiction. People say, "I want abundance," while vibrating scarcity. They pray for love while secretly affirming, "No one ever stays." They chase clarity while feeding chaos with their attention. The universe hears the energy, not the vocabulary. You can't tell the stars one thing while embodying another. They respond only to your frequency, never your facade. To communicate with the universe, you must understand this sacred equation. Thoughts send the signal. Emotions charge the signal. Belief anchors the signal. Action embodies the signal. When all four align, creation becomes effortless. When they contradict, manifestation becomes static, like trying to tune into a station while broadcasting on another frequency. The universe doesn't punish misalignment. It simply echoes it. If you say, "I want peace," but your life is filled with tension, it isn't ignoring you, it's showing you where you're out of harmony with your own request. Every event, every coincidence is feedback. The question is, never is the universe listening. It's always, what am I saying? Vibrationally, to speak fluently with the universe, you must first quiet the noise of the mind. The ego will always try to translate energy into logic, an impossible task. The mind wants to analyze the message, but the soul wants to feel it. Feeling is the original language of the cosmos. When ancient mystics spoke of prayer, they did not mean words. They meant a state of being, vibration made conscious. They understood that the most powerful prayers are not said. They are lived. Look at nature. The tree does not ask for sunlight. It aligns itself toward it. The river does not wish for the seat. Flows toward it naturally. In the same way, your desires are not meant to be pleaded for. They are meant to be aligned with. You are the only species that doubts its right to receive what it already asked for through desire. Desire itself is divine instruction. The universe plants longing in your heart not to tease you, but to guide you. Every genuine desire is an encoded message from your higher self saying, "This is the next vibration for you to embody." And yet, humanity was taught to distrust desire, to call it greed, or ego, or sin. But desire is not the problem. Attachment is. Desire pulls you toward expansion. Attachment traps you in expectation. The universe always answers, but only to those who allow the answer to take any form it chooses. To speak to the universe clearly, you must become fluent in surrender. Not resignation, not passivity. Surrender as alignment. It is the act of releasing control over how your manifestation will appear, while remaining absolutely certain that it will. This is the paradox of communication with the cosmos. You speak most clearly when you stop shouting. You are heard most fully when you listen. Because the universe is not separate from you, it is the larger version of you, the echo that becomes the world. Every word, every emotion, every thought you emit is received instantly. The field around you translates it into matter, timing, coincidence, and opportunity. That is why awareness is power. Your vibration is your vocabulary. So if you wish to speak to the universe, start not with what you say, but with what you feel. Your feeling is the message, and your reality is the reply. The universe hears in frequencies, not words. It doesn't understand your language. It understands your energy. Every emotion you emit is a frequency broadcast into the infinite field of consciousness, and the universe responds not to your intentions, but to your vibration. You could say all the right affirmations, all the right prayers, all the right mantras, and still send the wrong signal if your inner world doesn't match the tone of your words. This is why the world feels confused. You think you're asking for clarity, but you're radiating doubt. You think you're asking for abundance, but your field hums with worry. The universe cannot interpret contradictions. It simply mirrors the energy you hold most consistently. Feeling is the truest language of manifestation. Because feeling is the point where thought becomes vibration, and vibration becomes reality. Your emotion is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. Think of it like this. Your thoughts are the script, but your emotions are the tone of voice that delivers it. The universe doesn't read the script. It listens to the tone. If the tone says fear, it echoes more experiences that confirm fear. If the tone says joy, it multiplies reasons to feel joy. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. Wanting comes from lack. Being comes from knowing. And the universe only ever responds to being. If you want love, you must first become its vibration. If you want peace, you must become still enough to feel it before it exists. If you want abundance, you must radiate gratitude for what already is. These are not instructions, they are frequencies. They are emotional passwords that unlock matching realities. The universe is precise. It will never deliver you what you say you want. It will deliver you what you feel you deserve. So if your outer world seems to repeat unwanted patterns, it's not betrayal, it's feedback. It's showing you what frequency your subconscious is still emitting. Emotion is the compass of alignment. Every moment of your life, your feelings are telling you whether you're moving toward or away from your higher path. When you feel expansion, excitement, ease, that's the universe whispering, yes, this way. When you feel resistance, heaviness, disconnection, that's the universe saying, not this one. The truth is simple but uncomfortable. Your feelings never lie, but you often lie to your feelings. You rationalize your discomfort. You explain away your intuition. You force yourself to endure what your soul has already outgrown. And then you wonder why life feels static, The moment you begin honoring your emotional truth, everything begins to move. Doors open, people shift. Time rearranges itself. Because emotion is energy in motion, and when you suppress it, you freeze the flow of manifestation itself. The universe is constantly responding to your emotional baseline, the average vibration you hold most often, consciously or unconsciously. One burst of positivity cannot outweigh a lifetime of habitual doubt. But consistent alignment, even for minutes a day, begins to recalibrate the entire field. This is the secret the ancients encoded in every teaching. Emotion is magnetism. Thoughts direct. Feelings attract. What you feel repeatedly becomes your frequency signature, and the universe mirrors it without judgment. This is why pretending doesn't work. You can't fake alignment. You can only practice it. You can't trick the universe into believing you're at peace while secretly vibrating in fear. The field reads you like open light, completely transparent, endlessly responsive. If you've ever noticed that your desires seem delayed, it's not that the universe is ignoring you. It's that your vibration hasn't yet matched the reality you asked for. Reality is simply waiting for you to arrive at its frequency. You don't chase manifestations, you meet them. Every great creator, every awakened soul, every mystic who learned to communicate with the universe understood this one truth. Emotion is creation. When you master how you feel, you master how you manifest. But mastery doesn't mean suppressing negative emotions. It means acknowledging them as information, vibrations that tell you where your attention has wandered. The goal isn't to never feel low, it's to not live there. If sadness arises, listen to it. If fear surfaces, thank it for revealing what needs healing. If anger burns, use it as fire for transformation. Every emotion serves. None are mistakes. They are all dialects of the same universal language, energy-seeking expression. The more fluent you become in your own emotional language, the clearer your communication with the universe becomes. You begin to notice how reality bends subtly to match your state. Traffic flows smoother. Strangers smile. Synchronicities multiply. It's not luck, it's response. The field is matching your frequency, second by second, heartbeat by heartbeat. And once you realize this, you stop forcing outcomes. You start tuning instead. You stop demanding. You start aligning. Because the universe is not a distant force to petition. It's a living mirror, reflecting your every vibration. And once you speak to it in the only language it truly understands, feeling your life begins to speak back in miracles. Everything in existence vibrates. From the orbit of planets to the pulse inside a single atom, the same law moves through all things. Like attracts like. Frequency meets frequency. Resonance is not metaphor. It is the architecture of creation. The universe itself is a symphony of vibration, and you are both the instrument and the musician. Every thought, every emotion, every intention you sustain sends out a tone, energetic note that travels through the field of consciousness. Searching for matching vibrations, when it finds them, they merge. That merging is what you call coincidence, alignment, destiny. You have felt it many times. The uncanny timing, the chance encounter, the way the right book appears exactly when you need it. These are not accidents. They are echoes of your resonance, returning to you. To speak clearly to the universe, you must understand resonance as conversation. The energy you radiate is a question. The reality that answers is the universe's reply. When you change your vibration, you change the question and a different universe answers. Resonance is why the same pattern repeats until it is understood. If you keep meeting the same kind of people, facing the same kind of challenges, hearing the same lesson in different voices, It is because your frequency is still broadcasting that pattern. Once you shift the vibration through awareness, forgiveness, gratitude, or love, the pattern dissolves. The universe no longer hears that note from you, so it stops sending back its echo. Your life is not random. It is acoustics. Every event is the sound your energy makes when it hits the walls of time. The greatest mistake people make is thinking the universe reacts to effort. It does not. It reacts to resonance. You can work tirelessly toward a goal and never reach it if your vibration contradicts it. And you can receive something effortlessly the moment your energy matches its frequency. Effort without alignment creates noise. Alignment without strain creates music. To align, you must learn to feel truth as vibration, not as logic. When something is right for you, your entire being expands. Your breath deepens. Your shoulders relax. Your heart feels warm. When something is wrong, you contract. That is the language of resonance, the body translating energy into sensation. Ignore it, and life becomes confusing. Follow it, and life begins to flow. Resonance is how the universe keeps you on your path. It pulls you through desire, nudges you through discomfort, redirects you through synchronicity. Every intuitive spark, every coincidence, every delay is feedback. It's not happening to you. It's happening for you, guiding you toward the vibration you came here to master. The challenge is consistency. Resonance requires repetition. You cannot tune an instrument once and expect it to stay in pitch forever. The same is true of your energy. Daily thoughts, habits, and emotions constantly retune your vibration. If you wish to converse with the universe fluently, you must tune yourself, consciously, again and again. How? By attention. Whatever you focus on expands, because focus feeds frequency. When you give fear attention, you amplify fear. When you give gratitude attention, you amplify abundance. This is why ancient teachings emphasized devotion, mindfulness, prayer not as rituals to please a deity, but as practices to maintain resonance. The universe listens to where your energy lingers longest. A fleeting doubt does not destroy your alignment. Obsession with doubt does. A moment of gratitude doesn't fix everything. Living in gratitude does. The law is exact. The vibration you rehearse becomes the reality you perform. Okay. As your resonance raises, the world reorganizes to reflect it. People who match your new frequency appear. Those who do not drift away. Circumstances reshape. Opportunities align. Sometimes this feels like chaos because the old frequency must dismantle before the new one can stabilize. But remember, collapse is not punishment to its calibration. The universe clears the path, not by adding, but by removing what no longer vibrates with your truth. That job that ends, that friendship that fades, that plan that unravels, they are all energetic corrections, not losses. Every departure is a note resolving into harmony. When you trust this, life becomes fluid. You stop chasing, you start attracting. You stop explaining, you start embodying. An embodiment is the purest language the universe understands. Resonance does not respond to who you were or who you pretend to be. It responds only to who you are now. That's why presence is the ultimate form of prayer. In presence, your vibration is unmasked, authentic, immediate, alive. The universe can hear you clearly because there's no static of past regret or future fear. This is why miracles seem to happen when you're relaxed, joyful, unguarded. In those moments, you're transparent to the field. Energy flows unhindered. You are speaking fluently without even trying. The child laughing. The artist lost in creation. The lover lost in love all, are conversing with the universe in its native tongue. Every soul eventually learns this truth. What you chase runs. What you embody arrives. Because resonance doesn't recognize need. It recognizes familiarity. To attract something, become its home. The universe always delivers. What you are a match for, nothing less. So, the only real work is to raise your resonance until your life sings the song of your highest self. Then everything else, teeming people, opportunities, tunes itself around you like instruments following a conductor's baton. That conductor is your vibration. When you grasp this, prayer becomes dialogue. Manifestation becomes conversation. Reality becomes music. The universe listens through the subconscious. It is not your conscious affirmations that shape reality. It is the silent beliefs pulsing beneath them. Your subconscious is the translator between your human self and the field of creation, an energetic gateway that never closes, never sleeps, never doubts. If your conscious mind is the speaker, your subconscious is the amplifier. Whatever message it receives, it projects into the quantum field with absolute certainty, because it does not question. It only transmits. That is why the words I want often lead to more wanting, and I am leads to becoming. The subconscious doesn't interpret. Grammarette interprets vibration. It doesn't know if you are imagining or remembering. It doesn't care if what you affirm is fact or fiction. It simply takes the emotional tone of your focus and declares it as truth to the universe. And the universe, ever faithful, mirrors it back as reality. You could think of the subconscious as the soil of existence. Whatever seeds of belief you plant, whether through repetition, trauma, joy, or fear, it grows them all indiscriminately. The universe waters the soil with synchronicity, and soon your inner landscape becomes the outer garden. This is why awareness is power. You must tend your garden deliberately. For centuries, mystics and philosophers taught the same principle in different words. As within, so without. They understood that your inner state doesn't follow your circumstances. It precedes them. The subconscious doesn't take instruction from the world. It instructs the world. When you replay the story of your limitations, your subconscious memorizes it as command. When you rehearse gratitude, confidence, and abundance, it memorizes those instead. The repetition becomes ritual. Ritual becomes resonance. Resonance becomes reality. Every mantra, affirmation, and prayer works only when it moves beyond words into feeling. Because the subconscious does not hear what you say, feels what you mean. When you declare, I am abundant, but still feel scarcity, the subconscious continues to emit the old frequency. But when you speak that same phrase with conviction, with genuine emotion, the energy shifts. The field registers the new vibration instantly. This is not delusion, it's design. You are not pretending to be something you're not. You are remembering what you've forgotten. The subconscious is ancient, older than your personality. It stores memories from before this lifetime, archetypes from before this world. When you speak with feeling, you awaken those dormant patterns. You remind the universe of your original frequency. Every belief you reinforce becomes gravitational. You pull matching experiences toward you as naturally as planets attract moons. This is the real law of attraction. The subconscious broadcasting its dominant vibration into space, time, and matter. The key, then, is consistency. A single moment of alignment can spark a miracle, but only consistency can sustain it. The subconscious learns through repetition, just as water shapes stone not by force, but by persistence. Every thought you repeat becomes a groove in your energetic field, and soon your energy begins to speak for you, even when you are silent. That is what mastery looks like. When your vibration is so coherent that you no longer have to ask, you simply are. When the universe knows your desires before you do, because your frequency has become fluent in its language. You reprogram your field every time you choose faith over fear. Every time you imagine the life you want as already real, your subconscious begins to rearrange probabilities to match it. Science calls this neuroplasticity. Mystics call it magic. It is both. If you understood how powerful your subconscious truly is, you would guard your attention like sacred fire. You would stop rehearsing pain. You would stop reciting stories that shrink you. You would speak to yourself the way the universe speaks to you, with certainty, with love, with infinite patience. Because whatever you repeat internally or aloud becomes your reality software. You are constantly programming existence through the dialogue you hold with yourself. When you affirm, "I am unworthy," your subconscious agrees. When you affirm, "I am enough," it agrees. It always agrees. The universe has no capacity for sarcasm, believes every word you whisper to yourself. So speak deliberately. When you wake, before the day can fill your mind with noise, speak one sentence of power. It does not have to be elaborate. Even something as simple as, "Everything I need is already on its way," is enough to reorient your field. The moment you feel it, the universe feels it too. That's the true meaning of prayer without ceasing. Not endless words, but continuous alignment. Your entire being becomes the prayer. Your energy becomes the language. And the universe, fluent in your tone, responds with mirrored grace. This is how new realities are born, not through effort, but through energetic fluency. When you become consistent in your inner dialogue, your outer world begins to harmonize with it. The subconscious field updates the simulation, rewriting the physical world to match your vibration. It is never instant, but it is inevitable. The day you stop doubting that you are being heard is the day everything begins to change. Because the moment you believe, your vibration stabilizes, and once your frequency stabilizes, reality has no choice but to align. There comes a moment in every seeker's journey when you realize something quietly extraordinary. You have never been talking to the universe. You have always been talking as it. The boundary between sender and receiver dissolves. You feel it in the stillness, between breaths, that subtle awareness that the voice within you, the whisper you once thought was imagination, is actually the universe in conversation with itself. Your thoughts, your emotions, your choices, they are all its language manifesting through you. You are both message and messenger. To speak to the universe is to speak to your own infinite self. Because there is no out there, there is only reflection. Every prayer you've ever sent was an echo returning home. Every sign you've ever received was your higher self reminding you that you are the signal. The stars do not hear you. They are you. The same cosmic code that burns in their cores hums inside your cells. When you speak with intention, it is not a mortal voice reaching for the heavens. It is the universe remembering its own power through your vibration. That is why alignment feels like truth, because in those moments, nothing is separate. You stop asking, "How do I make the universe listen?" and instead begin to wonder, what if it has been listening through me all along? Everything you express is an act of creation. Every heartbeat is a broadcast of divine frequency. Every act of kindness, every thought of fear, every moment of gratitude, they ripple through the collective field and alter reality's geometry. You are sculpting existence through resonance. This is the sacred responsibility of consciousness, to realize that reality is listening because reality is alive. Once you understand this, prayer becomes less about asking and more about remembering. Meditation becomes less about silence and more about hearing the hum of creation inside you. Manifestation becomes less about control and more about cooperation. You move from conversation to co-creation. This is what ancient mystics meant when they said, "You are made in the image of God." They weren't speaking of form, they were speaking of frequency. Your thoughts create worlds because they are woven from the same fabric that formed galaxies. You are not a child of the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself as a human voice. When you truly know this, you stop begging reality to change. You start embodying the change. And when you embody it, the field around you rearranges instantly, because it recognizes its own source. The universe responds to recognition faster than it responds to request. That is why miracles seem to appear out of nowhere once you finally surrender. You have ceased speaking to the universe from separation and begun vibrating as unity. You are no longer trying to convince it of your worth. You are expressing its worth through your existence. Every sacred text, every esoteric teaching, every whisper from the stars has been saying the same thing for eons. You are not a visitor in this universe. You are the voice through which it speaks. The entire cosmos listens to your vibration because your vibration is its heartbeat. When you speak words of love, it amplifies them. When you dwell in fear, it reflects that too, not to punish, but to remind you of your creative power. The universe is your teacher, but also your reflection, and ultimately, your echo. So how do you speak to it clearly? By speaking with reverence for your own power. By understanding that every word carries weight, every thought carries direction, every emotion carries creation. Language becomes sacred again when you realize that you are shaping galaxies with every syllable of belief. In time, you notice that synchronicities no longer surprise you. They become your natural dialect. You'll think of someone, and they'll appear. You'll need guidance, and the right message will find you. These aren't coincidences. They are confirmations that your vibration and the universe's have merged into one fluent rhythm. At this level, communication is constant. Even silence becomes dialogue. You begin to realize that nothing is random, not the delays, not the detours, not even the heartbreaks. Every moment is a message coded in energy, guiding you toward your highest resonance. Live in this awareness is to live as an artist of energy, shaping light through intention, painting time with emotion. The universe is not waiting for your command. It is waiting for your coherence. Once you vibrate in coherence, creation happens naturally. It's not magic, it's mathematics of the soul. And as you begin to trust this more deeply, you stop asking for signs and start being them. You become the living synchronicity in other people's lives, the stranger whose words heal, a presence that reminds others of their own divinity. This is the final stage of communication with the universe, to become its instrument of awakening. Because when you vibrate in truth, you no longer need to tell the universe what to do. You simply embody the frequency, and the universe harmonizes around you. It bends, not because you commanded it, but because it recognizes you as itself. That is what speaking to the universe truly means. Not pleading for miracles, but realizing that your very existence is one. Every heartbeat, every breath, every spark of thought is a conversation between the finite and the infinite. And when you finally understand that the two are not separate, your voice becomes the echo of creation itself. If these words found you, it's not coincidence, it's confirmation. The universe is speaking through this moment to remind you that you have never been unheard. Every prayer, every longing, every fragment of hope you've ever sent into the stars has already been answered in the language of energy, in the rhythm of resonance. You are the universe in human form, learning to remember its own power. Speak now with intention. Feel what you wish to create. Trust that you are always understood, because you are speaking to yourself through time. If this message resonated, let it echo. Leave a comment below. Write, "I speak the language of energy." Let it be a declaration to the cosmos that you remember who you are. And if your heart feels aligned with this space, subscribe, not for another video, but as a commitment to keep listening to the language of the universe together. Because every time you return here, the universe listens to. You are the voice, you are the vibration, you are the message and the meaning. You are how the universe speaks.